and the influence of the music. You know, a baseball player plays one game a day, but a song comes on when it's a hit. Everyone remembers the baggy pants and the dancing, but MC Hammer's darkest secret was hidden behind the glitter. He allegedly put a $50,000 bounty on rival rappers. Even Suge Knight, the man who terrified the entire music industry, showed him respect. Gang members offered him protection instead of threatening him. Ice Cube apologized on the spot when they met face to face. The truth about Hammer's Oakland connections ran deeper than anyone imagined. And now, something has happened that's bringing it all back to light. Stanley Kirk Burrell was born on March 30, 1962 in East Oakland. His life began in one of the most dangerous and poorest neighborhoods in the city. His family lived in a tiny, 3-bedroom apartment in the housing projects. The place was so rough that police called it a high-crime zone. Every day there were drug busts and violence within just 2 blocks of his home. His mother worked 16-hour shifts, cleaning offices at night and taking whatever job she could find. They had almost nothing, even though there were 8 kids in the family. They survived on just $800 a month in the 1960s, which is about $3,200 today. Winters were brutal. The apartment had no heat. The whole family would huddle around one space heater to stay warm. When Stanley was only 9, he saw someone get shot right in front of him on his way home from school. His father, Louis Burrell, made life even harder. Louis wasn't just a gambler. He was addicted. He ran underground poker games where bets could hit $10,000 in one night. One time in 1971, he lost $3,500 at a single game. That's almost $25,000 today. That loss meant the family faced eviction again. In 1973, the police raided the club where Louis worked. He was arrested and spent 6 months in jail. While he was locked up, the family lived on food stamps and welfare. Sometimes he would vanish for days. Stanley never knew if his father was alive or dead. That fear of losing everything haunted him for years. Everything changed one day in 1973. Stanley was 11. He was dancing in the parking lot of the Oakland Coliseum, showing off James Brown moves and trying to sell baseballs. The owner of the Oakland A's, Charlie Finley, saw him. Finley had just fired his 3rd bat boy that season and was looking for a new one. He was so impressed with Stanley's dancing that he gave him the job on the spot. Stanley earned $5 a game plus tips. Players like Reggie Jackson and Catfish Hunter gave him extra cash for running errands. Finley even called Stanley during away games to ask for detailed reports as if Stanley were his personal scout. But Stanley had bigger dreams. In 1980, he tried out for the San Francisco Giants. He had a .340 batting average, made 12 double plays without a single error, and ran the 60-yard dash in 6.8 seconds. But after 3 grueling days, he was cut. The Giants said he didn't have the physical presence they wanted. That rejection crushed him. He had already turned down a baseball scholarship at San Jose State because he thought he'd make it to the majors. For 2 years he couldn't even pick up a baseball. So Stanley joined the Navy. From 1980 to 1983, he served at Treasure Island, just 20 m from home. The Navy taught him how to run sound equipment and record music. He formed a rap group called the Holy Ghost Boys. They performed at talent shows and clubs and recorded demos using Navy gear. Stanley was up at 4:30 every morning, writing lyrics before formation. He saved nearly 80% of his pay and made extra money selling mixtapes and running a car detailing service for officers. By the time he left the Navy, he had saved $40,000. That's about $110,000 today. Back in Oakland, he bet it all on his dream. He convinced former Oakland A's players Mike Davis and Dwayne Murphy to invest another $35,000. Combined, he set up a full studio in his garage with top-notch equipment. He wrote, recorded, mixed, designed the album art, and even delivered records to stores himself. He wasn't just making music. He was building an empire from the ground up. In 1987, he pressed 1,000 copies of his first album, Feel My Power, and sold them from his car. He didn't stop there. He performed anywhere he could: schools, clubs, even on street corners. He sold 60,000 copies independently. Capitol Records took notice. They offered him a $1.75 million deal in 1988. That was massive for a new rapper. And what was even more shocking, he kept control of his master recordings. His 1988 album, Let's Get It Started, blew up. It went multi-platinum, selling over 2 million copies. His videos were all over MTV at a time when rap barely got airplay. His shows were full-on spectacles with huge dance numbers, wild costumes, and non-stop energy. But Hammer's rise wasn't just about the music. He brought over 100 people from his old neighborhood into his crew: dancers, security, friends, family. He paid salaries that sometimes totaled $50,000 a month. His crew wasn't just big, it was powerful. They kept him safe, loyal, and respected. But that loyalty came at huge cost. It drained his fortune when record sales dropped. Hammer built a business machine too. He started record labels, signed new artists, managed sports stars like Deion Sanders, and produced TV shows. He controlled everything: his music, tours, merch, and more. He was more than a rapper. He was a one-man industry. And it all started with a boy from East Oakland who refused